YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what's going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only, all right? So we are back with yet more from the house of Yom and Layl. You guys seem to be very interested, and most of you are liking what you are receiving from the house. So again, I gotta shout out Mike Real for putting me and Yom and Layl together, and getting a chance to really see all that this house has to offer. So if you're not familiar, Yom and Layl, they do a really great job on their takes on inspired by fragrances, by some of the most popular fragrances out there, niche level particularly, a lot of Creeds, Parfums de Marly's, and so forth and so on. Blue Talisman clone that they just did, Xerjoff 40 knots, their Maritime Time clone. The Blue Talisman is called Blue Spell, Creed apps. I mean, just several different ones that I've been fortunate enough to get my nose on. But we have two more here that we're going to discuss, and these are really good too. It's summertime, so a lot of focus on summer content, rightfully so. And Yom alone has you covered. Affordable prices, 40% oil concentration, extrait de parfum, oil-based fragrances. They do remarkable work over there for sure. So I definitely recommend trying them out, getting a sample set, getting a discovery set. They have some really great prices over there, running a special right now, so y'all check them out for sure. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to be talking two different fragrances today. Up first, we're going to start off with probably the most, this is probably the popular, I don't know, both of these are popular, but we're just going to go ahead and get going. Today we're going to be talking from Yom alone. We're going to be talking Baywatch. And Baywatch is an inspired by from Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. And then right after that, we're going to be discussing Yom and Layl once again, Legend Cologne, which is inspired by Creed Aventus Cologne. Two of my favorite DNAs for this time of year. We're gonna go ahead and tap in and give you my thoughts and what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, and in comparison to the OGs, and maybe even some other clones that are out there for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in. I'm gonna get me two tester strips because I already, nah, we ain't gonna do that. I don't got nothing on my arm, so let's go ahead and we're gonna put Baywatch. Bottles remain the same. Pretty much all the bottles are the same. And how do you differentiate? Well, on the side of the bottle here, it has the name of the fragrance that they created. All right, so heavy glass, kind of snug cap. I would not hold these by the cap. They just come right off. So it's just pretty much a cap that just goes in place. But the glass, the bottle is definitely quality. All right, so I'm gonna get a couple sprays on my, I got nothing on my hand, on my left hand here. Atomizers, as y'all can see. Really good. And in the air. In the air. Wow. In the air, you get that afternoon swim kick to the face. Zesty orange. Like a fruity, zesty orange that's been freshly cut. There's a little fresh, spicy tone to it. There's a beautiful musk in here as well. It's just spot on. The quality is just there. Now, there's another clone out there called Quatre from Paris Corner that is really good. It's a fresh, bright take on Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. Right around that 85 to 90 percentile for sure. Well, what this does, it ups the quality. What do I mean by that? This has a little bit more depth to it. It has a little bit of weight to it as well. It's not heavy. It's not something that's gonna weigh you down. No, but that freshness, that bright airiness, it's kind of toned down a bit here and provides, you get some depth in here. That's what this provides, some depth. That's what you get, a little bit of more base to this fragrance. Now the profile is right there. Now with this you kind of get more of the orange. The orange is really dialed in here. So in comparisons to Afternoon Swim, because I know some of y'all want to know how close. I'm gonna say it's around that 90 percentile, all right? But the quality makes up for it. So when you smell this, and I got this shine on my hand, now you probably can't see it on camera, but I definitely have this shine from here, and that's where the 40% oil concentration comes into play. That extrait de parfum quality comes into play. They really resource some quality oils to give you these inspired buys. So this is another one where if you don't want to pay that $300, $400 price tag for Louis Vuitton, you could look in the Yeoman Law. They have a 30 ml around $50 range, or maybe even less, and then they have the 100 mls under $100. All right, so the quality here is spot on. I'm going to say around that 95 percentile. How close it is to the original? It is unmistakably afternoon swim, orange, musk, almost kind of like a ginger crisp spice feel, like that's really mingling well with the orange here. But the citruses are the feature here, and they're going to be just like they are in afternoon swim and Quattro, whatever afternoon swim version that you have, whether it's the OG of a clone, the feature is the citrus, and here you are again. Now, I have worn this a couple of times. The performance on this is really, really stellar. You get around that 7 to 8 hour mark, or you just experiencing the fragrance. But does it go away? No. It goes into that skin scent mode around that 8th, maybe even 9th hour. I got about 8 hours before I took my shower, and I was still smelling it off my skin. So I spray my clothes and I spray my skin. Got a really, really good performance. Got 2 compliments at the movies. I wore this to the movies. Taking my son and his friends to the movies. This was a fragrance that I wore. So moving around, coming out that heat, going into a cooler building, I guess it was just kind of doing its thing at that time. So all in all, really great quality here. I'm going to stress again, 40% oil concentration, extrait de parfum quality. That's what you are getting. You don't get that with the OG, and you don't get that with Quattro. So this has a little bit more oomph to it. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit more heavier, has a bit more of a base to it with this fragrance. So keep that in mind. But it's still fresh. It's still summer appropriate. You can wear this anytime you want during the summer, no matter what you're doing. So don't get the two confused, all right? So from the House of Yeoman Law, this is a really, really good inspired take on Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. And it gets better as it develops. It gets better as it develops. It's good stuff, man. They did a good job, man, for sure. From the House of Yeoman Law, we have Baywatch. Baywatch by Yeoman Law, really great inspired take on Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. All right, up next, man. I love this. Baywatch is really, really good, but this is something I wear every day, like literally every day, summer or not. And what am I talking about from the House of Yeoman Law? We have Legend Cologne. Legend Cologne. Legend Cologne is an inspired take on Creed Aventus Cologne. Now, for me, I've been dibbling and dabbling on when to pull the trigger on getting me a full bottle of Creed Aventus Cologne because it is good. I have experienced it. I have samples of it. I have worn it out and about. I'm very, very familiar with Creed Aventus Cologne. But upon arrival of me getting this fragrance, that search has kind of slowed down a bit because of what we get here. So Legend Cologne, just gonna go ahead and get this on my right hand here. Atomizer, really, really good. In the air, man, they crush this, man. You get that orange and pineapple blend right away. Right away, you get that orange and pineapple blend. God, this is great. This is great. Like I said, I love Baywatch, and I'm going to wear Baywatch. But if I had to choose out of the two, just personal preference, and y'all know how I feel about Aventus, most of y'all, but a personal preference, if they had to say, hey, Baywatch or Legend Cologne, I'm gonna go with Legend Cologne. Orange, pineapple-y. There's this soapy vetiver, like a soapy vetiver feel, kind of a soft, earthy touch in there, but it's blending with the pineapple and the orange, and the citruses and the fruity nature of those things are just really working. I mean, I wore this the other day, man, and I was just so impressed in the heat. Again, these are fragrances that you want to get outside and move around with. But with this one, you can wear this to the office. You can kind of do what you want to do with it, but I really would recommend it because it's so fresh. It has that airiness to it. This one right here doesn't have a depth to it like Baywatch does. It really stays in that fresh realm, but it's a little bit more heavier than the original Creed Aventus Cologne. So if you ever got your nose on Creed Aventus Cologne, you know how fresh, aromatic, and boom it is, airy in the air. All right, but this one has a little, it keeps that, but it has a little bit of a pop to it, but nothing that's super noticeable. You know, with somebody like myself and you guys, enthusiasts out there, you guys will probably be able to pick it up. But God, this is stellar. Wore out and about in the sun during this sweltering heat out here in Jacksonville, Florida. Man, I got a nice 7 hours of total performance out of this thing, man. Well, not total, excuse me, of strong performance. Wafts coming off of me. Again, I spray my clothes, I spray my skin, and this was really moving, getting more performance than I would out of the Creed Aventus Cologne. Now listen, don't get, oh, it performs better. That doesn't mean Creed Aventus Cologne is not where you need to be. I always say it, the original, I'm always going to tip my cap to the original over an Inspired By, and this is going to be no different. Even though this is really good, in my opinion, this is a little bit closer to Creed Aventus Cologne than what Baywatch is to Afternoon Swim. And I say this is around that 90-95%. Man, this is 95% and up. This is really close to Creed Aventus Cologne. And it's so nice. Like, it's starting to really, the orange and the pineapple are starting to settle in. That vetiver, soapy, clean vetiver and woodsy tone is really starting to really meet that orange and that pineapple. I can't express how good this is. For what you pay and the quality that you get, it's crazy. Again, 40% oil concentration, blended very, very nicely, extrait to parfum, that's what you're getting. 6 to 7 hours of strong performance. It still stayed on my skin for another 2 hours before I took my shower that evening. I put my nose to my arm, and I'm definitely getting I guess the final moments of my wearing of Legend Cologne still on my skin. So these are things that you can definitely reapply if you're out for 12 to 16 hours. But for me and what I get with the performance, this is something that is really, really awesome. So again, now I'm in the mode where I'm going to be taking my time getting me a bottle of Creed Aventus Cologne, because I will eventually, I will get it. But I'm going to be having a lot of fun wearing this and experiencing this because it's really, really, really good. I cannot stress it enough. So again, from the House of Yeoman Law, we have Legend Cologne. They did a great job again, man. I haven't experienced anything. Let's see. Their Creed Silver Mountain Water take, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. It really leans more to that that kind of like that powdery side, not much of that inky, and I like that inky metallic feel. It smells good, but it's just not, it's not something that I would wear their Creed Silver Mountain Water take. Because people ask me, their French Defense take is really, really solid, but it doesn't have that pop. It doesn't have that big pop that you get in the original. But you get the DNA. So when that, you know, from the original, when you get that pop and you smell the original for French Defense, it kind of goes into this beautiful cherry, floral, warm type of DNA, in which they capture that perfectly for sure. But you know, like I know, if you've ever experienced the OG French Defense, that initial pop is it's wild. But these two, really good. I'm experiencing more from the house. I'll keep you guys up to date on that, but I recommend these. Alexandria Fragrances, Dual Fragrances, Yeoman Law. Right there, in my opinion. And as these continue to macerate and sit and get themselves together, they're only going to get that much better. Maceration is a real thing when it comes to fragrances, especially fragrances like these who are put together in a short amount of time and sold right away. So you let these sit, just wait. Wait the next summer when we talk about these. But again, Baywatch, Legend Cologne, really good fragrances. Yoma Law, they do a fantastic job. I have all of their information down below in description. Y'all go ahead and check them out. We've talked about a few fragrances on this channel that they have. The Blue Talisman, y'all sold that out. The 40 Knots, we've talked about Pacific Chill. We've talked about Aventus Cologne, Creed Aventus Absolute, which is stellar. So they got a lot of good things going. But y'all check them out for yourself. Get a sample. Don't take my word for it. Don't take the people in the comments word for it. Smell Good family members, they're all in the comments of anything Yoma Law. Y'all can go read for yourself. But sample and see for yourself. All right. So until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. I appreciate you guys as always checking out the content and coming through and showing love. It really means a lot to me. We are knocking on the door to 18,000 subscribers, and it's truly humbling that the support is so fluid here on this channel. So I appreciate you guys. All right. So as always, splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around, and remember, what you put out to this world is exactly what you are going to get back. Positive energy, positive vibes. I live by that. I stand by that, or on that. Stand on business. I ain't gonna do that. Y'all be cool, man. Splacker.